I think it's only fair you teach today. No, I that was a joke. You're not teaching today. I could never allow that. No, it seems like you're dying. Hello and welcome to Marvel Cinematic University, where each and every week I teach Jacob something about the Marvel Cinematic Universe that he probably doesn't know and still probably won't because he's really stupid. What do I usually say at the end of that? I couldn't remember. Why? Why is this like this? So your audio hasn't been captured. Oh man, we had this opposite problem last week. Hold on, technical difficulties. Oh no. All right, this thing's working now. We're all fixed. End of technical difficulties. Nothing was wrong. This is actually the intro to the episode, but I'm not gonna say it again because you already heard it.
All right, just cut out the logo and the energies part.
Okay, well you just said it again, so you made it fucking hard for me. Thanks. I really appreciate that about you. Welcome to Marvel Cinematic University. I am your host and Professor Alix, and with me, as always, is the worst student ever. I don't even remember what his name is. I think it's like
It's me.
Is you jack off up?
Yep. No, not November.
No, brother. I'm not participating this year.
Have you already lost?
No.
Oh. Stay strong, brother.
Only because 11:55 isn't technically today.
No, it's not, unless it's AM.
No, it was PM.
Yep, that's yes for sure.
But talking about not November, where you can't do something for a whole month, let's talk about someone who wasn't able to do anything for 2 whole years. Yes, best segue ever. We are talking about Ant-Man and the Wasp today.
Yeah, those Novembers and that 2 years must have been. Those were some gruesome months for Scott Lang.
That's why I was reading Fault in the Stars. That cancer really turned him off.
Watching, yeah, that'll. Well, I have to assume there's some people that really does it for him. Actually,
I wish I could say you're wrong, but you're probably not. Ant-Man and the Wasp. It had a budget of $200 million. Well, this is the beginning of the episode. It's crazy. Hello. If you're just joining us, the budget of Ant-Man and the Wasp was $200 million. If you heard a lot of beeps, there was no necessary reason for it.
Yeah, this first minute or so of this episode is a real minefield.
It had a box office. Jake, do you want to guess what the box office is? I'm just rolling right through it.
Oh, I thought that was the budget.
The budget was $200 million. I already said that. Yes.
I thought it was weird you were asking me twice.
I didn't even ask you the first time. I just said it.
I'm tired too. Probably did around 800 million.
I mean, around, if you consider 622 million around that.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
I would have thought this broke a bill just because it came out right after Infinity War. I'm kind of shocked it didn't. This was the first Marvel content you got after that snapper.
Yeah, this was in theaters, right?
What do you mean?
It wasn't one of these strict Disney Plus situations.
Well, Disney Plus didn't exist for another 4 years, so I'm going to go ahead and guess no.
Oh. Interesting. Okay. Good to know. It doesn't shock me that it didn't break a bill.
But it came out right after Infinity War. So you would think everybody who just saw Infinity War would want to go see Ant-Man.
Yeah, but people saw Infinity War like 12 times.
Yeah. Well, I think I saw Ant-Man twice.
I probably wouldn't have gone back to watch it in theaters the second time.
That's because you're silly.
It was not that it was a bad movie. I just...
it's because you're silly.
I wouldn't pay to watch it a second time.
Well, you did because you watched it again and you pay for Disney. Well, you probably don't pay for Disney Plus, actually. What am I saying?
I do pay for Disney Plus.
Oh, so you paid for it is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, but I only watched it once.
Fuck you.
I've never seen this movie before yesterday.
Oh, you hadn't?
No.
It's pretty important to Endgame, I feel like.
It did clear up some things.
I was going to say, the last 2 minutes is pretty important.
Yeah, that first little cutscene there about 30 seconds into the credits.
Yeah, and all the quantum realm stuff helps too.
A little bit, yeah. It did clear up some things.
It's directed by Peyton Reed, and it stars Paul Rudd, Evangeline Lilly, Michelle Pfeiffer, Michael Douglas, Hannah John Kamen, Michael Pena, Walter Goggins, Abby Ryder, Fortson, and Lawrence Fishburne.
And what's the breakdown of each one of these actors and actresses in this movie by screen time?
And the timeline of this film, it takes place a couple weeks before Infinity War.
Gloss over that.
I heard your question. I just didn't feel it deserved an answer, if I'm being honest.
Of course.
Yeah. So I think that's pretty much everything. Jake, take it from here.
Why don't you give me some fun facts and connections?
Nope, that's not how this works. That comes after you tell me the plot of the entire movie.
Sir, can you knock?
I think we need to change this personally.
I think you need to calm the fuck down.
I think we should both talk about the movie.
I don't know where you've been for the last 42 episodes, but I input a lot of the movie here. You really Scooby-Doo through it, and then I have to piece it together for you.
You have some voiceovers over things I say.
Oh, that would be funny if I just in post am just adding sound.
Yeah,
why do you think I created that AI of your voice?
Yeah, that's what
I had to fill in the gaps. No, like you're talking and then I get you to where you need to go because you never seem to remember. Like I guarantee you're gonna start about 15 minutes into this movie. I'm gonna have to go, let's back up to the beginning of the film and then tell you how it starts.
So this movie starts with Paul Rudd going to the quantum realm and then getting stuck in there.
Okay, well, you only watched the end apparently.
Actually,
the
movie starts with a young Hope Van Dyne and Mr. Howard Pym.
I'm gonna be honest, I would have bet money on this that you wouldn't have got that. Oh, I would put so much money down that you would have started with the heist that he did with his little daughter. I was not assuming you would start with this.
That's in the next scene. And Mrs. Janet Van Dyne,
played by Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yep. They have to go on a last-minute impromptu business trip to
what kind of business?
There's a missile. You see,
a missile.
Mm-hmm.
Not the missile.
And this is actually it's highly theorized. This missile was fired by Thanos' father.
Mr. Thanos?
Mr. Thanos fired this missile.
Papa Thanos fired the missile?
Yeah, he fired the missile. And they're trying to stop this missile, but they can't get in because it's very tightly sealed. They have flex seal all around the missile.
Not flex seal.
Uh-huh. And Mr. Pym, his regulator is not working. It's broken.
We've all been there.
It happens with the regulators. They're untrustworthy. But Mrs. Van Dyne's regulator's working, so she has to go subatomic, which at this point in history, you ain't coming back.
No. Well, I mean, she's coming back.
But at this point, she's not coming back.
You got to go hang out with a fella.
Yeah. So she goes subatomic, gets rid of the missile, it crashes into the ocean, big hero. But she's not coming back, leaving Hope Van Dyne without a mommy. Mm-hmm.
And with like a really absent father, apparently, according to the first film.
Fairly, yeah. I would say so, yeah.
And then she's going to start flirting with Darren Cross, and he's going to wasp her, or yellow jacket her, or something.
It's the Yellow Jacket Wasp.
It's actually just Yellow Jacket, which is Hank's name in the comic books when he abused his wife, Janet. That's one of my fun facts.
Oh. Well, it was the 50s, I think.
I'm pretty sure it was the 70s. It was a really bad comic They somehow redeemed him after that. I don't really know how. It's because the yellow jacket made him crazy. Crazy? I was crazy once. They put me in a room full of rats. The rats made me crazy.
Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. We're not doing that again.
The rats made me crazy. Crazy? I was crazy once.
It cuts to Scott Lang, who's in a little cardboard box contraption with his daughter, saving
bum 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 bum
Doing
bum
some
bum 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 bum
Mission Impossible
bum
stuff.
bum 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 ba-da-doo.
And
Doo-doo-doo.
Michael Pena's in there operating from the outside while also, running the company while
Yeah.
Scott Lang's on house arrest for 2 years.
Yeah, because he joined his pal Mr. Captain.
Mm-hmm. He did. Yep. In Germany.
Yeah, and he said, "Bye, Mr. Iron Man guy."
Mm-hmm. And he grew to over 50 feet tall, and he was very tired from it.
He was very tired. He needed a little nappy after
Mhm.
Spider-Man tripped him.
Well, anyone would. But then he falls out of his house. Foot goes through the fence. Freak accident. Sets off his foot alarm. Could have been any foot, really, but it was that foot.
Yeah, really, if it was the other foot, he would have been fun.
He would have been fine. Which is, seems like a technicality. He had 2 days left, so they had to search his whole house, find nothing. So after they search his house, they take Cassie, or what's his name? Let me look. Jim and Scott's wife, who's not in my book.
Oh, Jennifer Greer.
Yeah, they take Cassie. He tries to call Howard Pym, right? Is that at this point?
Howard Pym.
Mm-hmm.
Who the fuck is Howard Pym?
Well, it's Henry Pym, Hank.
I don't know. You're throwing a lot of names at me.
I mean, I called him Howard for the first 10 minutes.
You didn't, though.
I did.
You didn't.
I did.
I have the proof that you didn't.
You're gonna listen back and realize I did.
It's crazy because you, no matter what you said in this edit, you never said anything.
Well, you're gonna edit it. That's the key to editing.
I know you said Hank the whole time.
I did not.
And now you look like a fool. You're kind of a little crazy right now. You're really messing that. It does say Henry. No, that's not what you said though. What did you say? You said Howard. Yeah, that's a fucking duck, man.
And Tony Stark's father.
Tony Stark's father's a duck? I don't remember that class. Must have missed that one.
Highly theorized.
Continue.
He calls Hank Pym, and
did you just look at it again?
No.
I don't believe you.
So Janet Pym comes to Scott in a dream, which is why he calls Henry Pym. And he's like, yo, I saw your wife in a dream, which was in the quantum realm. Meanwhile, when he saw her, she put a little radio in his head.
Yeah, a little one too.
Mm-hmm. And then, what's her name? Hope. I knew it was Hope. Yeah, I mean, he left a voicemail, but then she comes, hits him with a little dart. He goes to sleep, and then they're driving through in a little Hot Wheel kind of car through the city.
Oh yeah, it is small.
And Scott starts to panic, and she's like, "Don't worry, we got an ant to take your spot," and he knows to replicate your daily routine.
And he's playing the drums.
Yeah, he's playing Guitar Hero's drums there.
So it's a good daily routine.
It's a good routine. I mean, you gotta come up with stuff to do over 2 years.
Well, my favorite thing was when COVID hit, everybody was just mimicking Scott Lang and posting that meme.
Yeah.
Because that's what everybody did, was exactly what Scott Lang did.
Mm-hmm. Spend about 5 hours a day in the bathroom.
Crying while reading Fallen Our Stars.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that's Jake's favorite book.
Not mine.
Big Shailene Woolly friend. Oh my god, I can't say fan after I say Woolly. What? All right,
Shailene Woodley.
Yeah, the joke has bombed terribly, so we're just gonna power through this.
continue onward.
Yeah, that's your job.
And they're not happy that Scott took the suit. Not happy at all.
They are not having it.
They're not having it. He tries to apologize, but they just want they want him for what's in his head, basically.
Yeah, his brain.
I think that's all the show. They kind of get over it quickly. Especially Hope.
Well, she wants to fondue him.
Yeah, they were fondueing.
They were a bit spicy before he went to Germany to help Captain America, and then had to have a no nut 2 year. I can't remember if we cut that part out or not, so that joke might not make any sense.
I think we did.
Yeah, I think it's pretty butchered.
Yeah, it's littered with things that need to be cut.
I think we got about 5 minutes. We're about 5 minutes in, I believe.
Yeah, about that, and it's been about 15. So Hanks built this thing, a quantum realm transformer.
Yeah, a transformer, of course, not a transporter. That'd be crazy.
Transporter. Yeah.
Transformers, Hank Pym in disguise.
This is my story.
Yeah, go ahead and tell it. I'm waiting.
Then they got to go steal this thing. Well, they got to go to the college first, right?
Yeah, and they got to wear some baseball caps and sunglasses, so that they don't look suspicious.
Clever disguise, but someone finds them and reports them. We're getting to that. But first, they run into Dr. something. What's his name here? It's in the book. Bill Foster.
Dr. Lawrence Fishburne. Dr. Morbius.
It's a different movie.
Same guy, though. This is just him in a different universe.
Yeah.
We'll get to multiverses later. Continue.
So then they gotta go steal the building and this suitcase-looking thing. Well, they might have the building on them.
I'm pretty sure they have the building on them at this point.
Yeah, they got to steal the quantum realm transformer.
Yeah, I think there was a fight scene we missed at some point, but that's fine.
No, I'm getting to that. I'm
pretty sure they've already fought Ghost.
Oh, Moon Knight's sister.
Moon Knight?
Yeah, it kind of looks like Moon Knight.
I guess.
In a way, that's what I first thought. That was my first impression.
You're not even supposed to know Moon Knight yet.
We're getting there. I've watched an episode.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Ghost gets the thing and then has to go sleep in her special little sleeping tank.
Wait, and who did they call?
Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Who you gonna call? And that's when they go talk to Bill Foster.
Yeah, looping real back.
Yeah, when we're chronologically putting this all together.
Yeah. This is really not ringing a bell to me.
Yeah, no, this is tough. I swear I remembered it before I drove 4 hours today.
Yeah, they go to Bill. Bill's like, I'm bigger, and Ant-Man's like, no, I'm bigger. Wasp says it doesn't matter who's bigger. I'm sleeping with Ant-Man.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna go ahead and guess that the man called Ant-Man is not bigger.
You'd be surprised.
But yeah, so I think at this point, the audience, us as an audience, learns that Ghost's dad is Bill Foster, but not her dad, like her adopted dad.
It's kind of like her adopted dad,
because she was experimented on or something, and then
no. What happened was her dad back in the day built this quantum realm thing.
Right, that's what it was.
And something went wrong. And classic kid in the movie.
Your favorite.
Ran back into the room while she was running away from danger. Well, and got all this quantum juice on her.
She got a little quantumed.
She got quantumed, and now she has to sleep in a little cocoon.
Not a quantum cocoon.
But she's slowly deteriorating. Time is literally ripping her apart. That's why she phases.
Hey, you know what? That happens to people sometimes, I hear.
Mm-hmm. It does.
Sometimes Loki has to go through that.
Yeah, and then
you'll get to that.
since they found him at the college, they're heading to Scott Lang's house. So he's like, I got to get out of here, and goes back home. And they're like, oh, hey, you're here. We'll see you later today.
Man, you haven't even really talked about Jimmy Woo too much.
Oh, Asian Jim?
Yeah, Asian Jim. He is amazing, and this isn't the last thing you'll see him in.
He's got to be like one of my favorite like side actors in like any movie.
Yeah, that's fair. Wait till we get to WandaVision.
Ooh.
He's a big part of WandaVision. He just, and also please do remember that he was very impressed by Scott Lang's close-up magic. That's important later on.
He did like Scott Lang's close-up magic. I always like how he's like, see you later, and he's always like later as in like dinner, or like
he says it once, but yeah, he's always like that. So he's in his house, he's in the bathtub. I think he talks to his daughter at this point, maybe. Where she's like, Daddy, you need a partner. And he's like, I don't need a partner. I'm partnerless.
He's like, I would be Dad if I'd let you be my partner. And he's like,
I may not be your father, but I am your daddy, girl.
Yandu.
Yes, that's the joke that I've been quoting every time we talk about daddies.
Then what happens? I think then he goes back to help them.
I think it's at this point in the lab that Janet takes over his brain.
That's right. Yes, she takes it over. She's like, hey, you got to do this on this date because everything's perfectly aligned. That way you can...
the moon will be aligned with the sun and you'll be able to see Jupiter.
Mm-hmm. Mars is in retrograde. That kind of deal.
Gatorade has mercury in it.
Yep. Then they got to go like 2 different places, and this Texan guy who owns a restaurant. Bad guy.
How are we just talking about him for the first time? He doesn't own a restaurant. He's like a mafia man. I don't think he owns that restaurant.
When he takes this truth serum at the end, he says, I've done some sketchy things with my restaurant that shouldn't have passed health code. He
definitely does some shady ass business in there.
Mm-hmm.
For somebody we still don't know who he's doing business for. I'll have guesses later when we talk about later stuff. Yeah, I don't know how we're just talking about this guy.
Yeah, he should have come up a while ago.
He's like the main villain of this movie because he's trying to get the suit or something, or some quantum. No, he's also trying to get the quantum piece.
Yeah. Oh, one of the fight scenes we missed too is when Hope was talking to him, and then Ghost pops up and steals the thing.
Yeah, I tried to bring us back to that scene, but you went to a different scene.
Yeah, I went to a different fight scene.
They're chasing in a car again. Michael Pena's there, and he's like, do 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 do, because that's the sound his horn makes.
And they do some more scrapping. Ant-Man has to grow big again.
Yeah.
To get the lab.
You know what's pretty fucked up is Wasp never gets big.
Yeah.
She never goes wombo.
She's smart enough. She's got rockets. But Scott almost drowns. Hope saves them. They make out.
They do a little handy in the back of the van. We also like completely forgot about the scene where they go to the school to get the costume, and he's shrinking and growing because his regulators are deregulated.
Oh yeah, because his daughter has the costume because he never actually destroyed it like he said he did.
Yeah. But yeah, let's just like fast forward here. I think he goes into the quantum realm, gets real small, finds his little wife.
Yeah, Hank goes in there, gets real small to try to save his wife. While he's saving his wife, there's some little fighting going on with Ant-Man and Wasp. Ghost sneaks in there, does sneaky, tries to shut it off. And Bill Foster's like, I'll help you out if you don't kill her, you goober.
Does he say goober? I don't remember him saying goober.
I like to think he does.
If you don't kill her, you goober.
And she's like, okay, Dad. And then they come back, and Ant-Man saves Hope because she's right in the train tracks, and you got to get off those tracks when the train's coming through.
Yeah, you should never play on train tracks, kids. I learned a lot about that in elementary school, and I thought it would be a bigger issue growing up. Turned out, didn't see a lot of train tracks.
Well, there was some train tracks where you grew up, but
Right, but like I didn't have the sudden urge to play on them.
I used to play on them from time to time.
Yeah, that explains a lot.
It was a good time.
All right, so there's a end credit scene where they get the van working, and Scott jumps into the van, and now he's in the quantum realm, getting some time crystals, and Janet's like, "Hey, don't go into the time portal." To which he's like, "The what?" Because clearly he's gonna go into that in just a couple of minutes. And then he's like, "Hello, hello," and there's some smoke, and there's no hope.
No more hope. No more
Janet. No more
Dr.
Hank.
Pym. No more Janet.
Did you forget Dr. Pym's first name by chance? Did you think it was Howard again?
No, I think it's Henry.
It is Henry. Henry Michael Douglas Pym.
Hank. Potentially.
Hankled. Hank is actually short for Hankled.
I think so, yeah. It's not Henry, it's Hank.
The Hankler. He's actually the Hankler.
The Ham Hankler.
That's oh wait, and then there's the super end credit scene where the ant is playing some more drums.
Yeah. He's really going to town on those drums.
While there's sirens in the background signifying that the entire half the planet has been blipped.
Not that ant.
The ant was part of the good 50%.
Do you think that ant just stayed there, living Scott's life routine for, the entirety?
Well, no, I think some little girl may have brought the ant home at some point.
Okay, Cassie brought the ant home.
All right, spoilers.
Yeah, that's the movie. I'm sure we missed about 70% of it, but
yeah, I really
you got the gist
about this one. But we'll fill it in with my fun facts, of course.
Yeah.
Let me throw some of those fun facts your way. Fun fact number 1. Lawrence Fishburne has since forgotten he appeared because in March of 2023, he said in an interview that he loves the MCU and would love to be cast in it.
Wild.
This movie didn't come out that long ago. It's only 5 years old. And he said, "I want to be the MCU." He's already the MCU.
Yeah.
And he's very much a character that could come back, so.
It's funny that these SHIELD agents keep popping up in semi-devious roles.
What SHIELD agents?
I mean, Dr. Foster was a SHIELD agent.
Oh, yeah. Well, SHIELD, Hydra, they're very intertwined.
He might have been on Hydra's side and got out when the getting was good.
Fun fact number 2. Michelle Pfeiffer, that white girl, plays Janet Van Dyne, who in the comics is the original Wasp, a member of the Avengers, and due to a terrible writing decision, is brutally abused by Hank Pym. To which the writers decided, he was just going crazy.
Maybe that's why she stayed in the quantum realm so long. Let the world progress a little.
Scott Lang walking around in a bathrobe is a reference to The Big Lebowski. Scott as Janet calling Hope clever girl is a reference to Jurassic Park. When Janet becomes Scott and goes, clever girl.
Clever girl.
Hank's lab is made up of small objects, Duracell batteries, Legos, and toy tools, volume knobs, and a paperclip.
You can also see a Harbulary battery in there.
I don't think you can. Maybe an Anulax battery.
Harbulary battery.
It's not at all what I said. In the comics, Bill Foster's superhero name is Goliath.
He's a superhero?
Yeah, he becomes Big Man Goliath. That's why he grows to big sizes someday. Two sizes some days on Christmas.
That's his heart.
And then I have got very, very little amount of connections for you.
I can guess one of them.
Yeah, all right, it was one of them.
When Scott goes into the quantum realm at the end and doesn't get pulled out, that connects it to the next Avenger Endgame movie.
Cool. I still have 3 connections I gotta tell you.
Okay.
That wasn't one of them because I thought it was too obvious to have to really tell you.
Well, you throw some odd connections in here from time to time, so I figured I'd throw it at you.
Well, connection number 1 is Luis repeating "I'm the boss" is a callback to Scott doing it in Civil War. when he goes, I'm the boss, I'm the boss, I'm the boss, I'm the boss. Hope asks Hank if they can use quantum spectrometers to track what they need. This is used to track down the Tesseract in Avengers when Bruce Banner says, how many spectrometers do you have searching for it? And he's like, I can get all the spectrometers there are.
Probably need a lot of them.
Yeah, they probably use the ones that Hope was using.
I think so.
And the final connection, Tony Stark mentioned Project Goliath in Iron Man 2 in an Iron Man 2 deleted scene where he lists off different SHIELD projects.
Oh, and that's Bill Foster.
Well, that's his the project that he was working on was called Project Goliath in the MCU.
That's Kate Foster's dad.
Who's Kate Foster?
Jane Foster.
Well, that's it. That's all I got. Oh, also, Stan Lee gets his car shrunk down.
He does. That was the Stan Lee sighting.
But that's it for this week. So your homework next week is to watch Captain Marvel in preparation for Captain Marvel 2.
Scott also, we glossed but Scott Lang named one of his aunts Ulysses S. Grant.
Oh yeah, he did do that. I think isn't that the one playing the drums?
I think so, yeah.
Hey, so I'm sorry. I mean, Captain Marvel's not terrible. There is going to be a part of Captain Marvel that I'm sure you're going to be real happy about. It's someone we haven't talked about in quite some time.
I see.
It's a real gem of a cameo. So, if anything, you at least got that to look forward to.
Well, we'll see.
Don't forget to follow, like, subscribe, give 5 stars, give a high five, comment, tell Jake how ugly he is. Hey, also go buy some merch and follow us on our social medias and do the other stuff.
Do all the stuff.
And
tame my ant colony while you're at it.
And watch new episodes every Thursday at 3. Okay, nobody. You're just gonna make a face like a fool.
I said tame an ant colony. I don't know what you want from me.
Oh, I was still talking.
Buy an ant farm.